Hi, I am back, and today we are going to talk about how going barefoot can actually help alter your nervous system and make you feel calmer. So I'm sure you've seen those signs where they say no shirt, no shoes, no service. Well, after living in Bali for months at a time where I don't even remember where I placed my sandals or shoes that I brought, I was quite offended by these signs of not being able to walk into a store without shoes on. And we are taught in Western society that it's not safe to go barefoot. It is rude to go barefoot. Well, great, now we're living out of fear and we're more disconnected from the earth than ever. When actually going barefoot makes you feel more confident, more safe, and better able to respond to the environment around you. Growing up, I grew up in a beach town, so every summer in like May or June when you start taking your shoes off for the winter, you're like, oh, ooh, ooh, every time you walk on the rocks. But by the end of the summer, you're running clearly and not even noticing the ground underneath you because you've built up some calluses and your feet got used to the sensitivity of the earth. Same thing, being a professional dancer, when we're dancing barefoot, the first couple of times you dance barefoot, you are tearing the bottom of your foot open. But then you build calluses, and you're spinning like you have socks on, no problem at all. Moral of the story, we are resilient and we can adapt. So our feet, why are our feet so receptive? Well, there are, 26 bones, 33 joints, over 100 tendons and muscles and ligaments, and over 7,000 nerve endings in your feet that are sending signals through the spinal cord up to your brain to say, oh, we're stepping on something. Is this soft? Is this smooth? It's giving us feedback of the environment around us, which is a very good thing. And then our limbic system, our emotional system, tells us if it's a threat or not. And so again, we're always primed by our nervous system as to how to respond to the environment around us. And some people are very sensitive with their feet, and some people are not sensitive at all. And it's either if someone, for example, were to come up behind you and tap you on the shoulder, you either jump because you're scared out of your mind or you don't even respond. And that could be based off of, if you had some past trauma and you're someone who numbs in frightening situations, or you're just overly sensitive. Usually people with anxiety are overly sensitive. So just take note of that. If you're someone who tends to have anxious thoughts and feelings, you get scared very easily when someone, boo, jumps up on you and it's something that's not planned. That is me for sure. And then I know I need to go and meditate a bit longer or stop doing 8,000 things in one day if I'm going to be jumping at every little thing that comes my way. I'm clearly not able to handle what's going on. And they did a test actually that they had people earth. So we all know earthing, right? Walking in the ground barefoot, getting your hands, your feet, your body in contact with the earth. It's great for your nervous system, your endocrine system. We know that it lowers your blood pressure, it lowers your glucose level, it decreases inflammation, it increases your mood, it increases your ability to focus. So during this experiment that they did, they had people earth, and over a 12-hour period, they measured their cortisol level. Cortisol is what's released by our adrenal glands when we're in our sympathetic fight, flight, or freeze state. And they had a less of a cortisol spike during the period with which they had some time to be barefoot in the earth. So what does this mean for you, and why is this important? Well, have you ever gone barefoot? And what does it feel like? Are you like, nope, shoes all the time? And it could be a cultural thing, it could be the way you grew up, or it could be a way to make sure that you are safe. So when we want to be safe, we will do anything that is non-variable. That's the way our brain works as well. If we've done it before, that's considered safe, whether it's actually good for us or not, and allows us to detach a bit, right? When you put on shoes, you're detaching from the earth. And that feels great because we are separated, we're in control, and we don't feel anything. So anyone who has anxiety knows those words very well. And when we wear shoes, we're disconnected from all the information that the earth can give us. The more that we wear shoes, we're not building strength in our foot muscles anyway, but we are disconnecting from the earth more and more. And now we're living out of fear. And so every time we respond and react to these external stimuli, we are unable to bring ourselves back down and calm from these situations. And by being barefoot, it's a little uncomfortable because we have to feel things. Like, it doesn't always feel great to have like rocks or pointy things under your feet, But we can't avoid our emotions. We need to approach them. We need to be able to handle them. So this also may be an indicator. If we're someone who's avoidant, I don't want to handle anything, no emotions, we'll end up, we use alcohol and food, relationships, self-help books, spiritual bypassing, anything we can not to feel or to have an excuse not to feel. But that's not really a great way to live your life because you're still living out of fear and detachment. And the more we do these things, the less we're able to listen to our intuition, come back to ourselves. We're just going to respond to everything in our external stimuli and let that rule our life. So if you would like to see how responsive you are by using this grounding technique, go outside. And if you have neuropathy, just choose your earth consciously, that it's nothing super crazy, and just walk around and see how you feel. Is it sharp? Is it painful? Does it feel good? Right? There's a fine line. Some people love getting their feet massaged and the touch of the bottom of the foot. There's a whole therapy based off of that, right? And there's some people who want nothing to do with it at all. See where you stand on this. And then if you decide that it feels good or it's something for you, try and be barefoot as often as possible. And 3 ways that you can breathe, move, and recover barefoot. Well, thinking of the breath. If you pretend you have little nostrils under your feet, this is what I do when I'm feeling super flighty and like I could fly away like a balloon. I pretend there's nostrils on my feet and I will breathe through the nostrils of my feet like I'm breathing up through the earth, through my spine, out the top of my head, and then I exhale from the skies back down my spine and then like roots, let the feet spread into the ground. And do this for 3 to 5 minutes, and I promise your nervous system will feel much calmer, you will feel clearer, and you will feel more connected, in whatever way connected means to you. Move. So how can we move barefoot? Work out barefoot, everybody. Take off your shoes, spread your feet, feel your weight. Are they in the balls? Are they in the heels, left and right? You're gonna strengthen your feet muscles. And when we wanna strengthen our body during strength training anyway, we wanna work the whole chain from the ground up. When we strengthen our feet muscles, then our ankles, our calves, everything is going to work its way up. So then our hips are gonna be stabilized, then our shoulders, right? It's all connected. If we're in these big, thick, chunky sneakers while we're working out, we're not really getting the whole chain working. We might be able to be leaning one way or the other way or too far on our toes or our heels and not even realize it. So work out barefoot. Just be careful not to drop kettlebell on your toes. You will for sure feel that. And recovery. If you do walk barefoot a ton, which I did in Bali, and it actually pulled a little bit of a muscle in my foot because I was walking on the street barefoot. So my muscles got really tight. I was not being good about rolling out my feet. Get a tennis ball. You don't want a hard pipe or something because that's just gonna smash all the nerves and the fascia under your foot. But a tennis ball has a little bit of give to it. And roll your foot out on the tennis ball. And if you want to do a little bit of lymphatic draining, bring the tennis ball under the ball of the foot and then roll back to the heel. Then release. Go from ball to heel so that it's gonna work up the back of your leg and get that lymphatic system moving and clearing out any stagnation that you have in the bottom of your feet. So give all of those breathe, move, recover tips a try and let me know if you have any questions or if you would like to work together to start to balance your nervous system and connect back to nature in a very specific way for you and that you can use in a ritual, a routine every single day.